The Inland Empire, Orange County, both slammed with rain and flooding.
In LA County, mud and debris flowing down near PCH in Malibu, the world-famous Duke's restaurant in the way. Good evening. Welcome to Fox 7 News at 10 o'clock. I'm Alex Michaels.
And I'm Christine Devine. Thanks for being with us.
The most powerful storm of the season barrels into Southern California.
Tonight we have team coverage.
Ed Lascos in the Palisades, Haley Winslow in Orange County, Laura Diaz at the Eaton burn area. But let's start with meteorologist Adam Kruger. Adam.
Well, guys, we had a rough couple of hours there during the commute, that's for sure. Even a severe thunderstorm warning for a time across a good portion of L.A. for possible gusts up to 60 to 70 miles per hour. What we're starting with right here is a recap of the rain we've seen in the last 12 hours. And notice across the mountains, you see some rain totals there over 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches in some spots. Overall, though, it was a good widespread soaking. 1 to 2 was quite common for a large part of the area. And as we pan this off a little bit farther to the east, you can see also across the Santa Ana Mountains in Orange County some high totals. And even all the way over towards Palm Springs, where it's still raining pretty good right now, we've got some rain totals over ½ an inch there. So here we are on radar and satellite, and you see the rain shifting, at least the heavy stuff, off towards the east and southeast. And even while this is still somewhat heavy, not nearly as heavy as what we had earlier, there were times where we had rain rates of 1.5 inches per hour, meaning I saw some spots get about ½ an inch in 20 minutes over some of the burn scar areas, which is why we had those mudslides and debris flow problems. But now as we look over towards the IE, we've got some moderate rain. It is pushing east. We go towards Palm Springs. You see Big Bear getting some snow right now as well. Even a little bit farther east here, we have a flash flood warning in effect over towards Yucca Valley, 29 Palms around Joshua Tree as well. And then also a flash flood warning continues for this portion of Orange County as well. These will expire, though, pretty soon. As you can see, the heavy rain, the real heavy stuff, is kind of wrapped up. But still just light and moderate showers passing over some of our south and eastern areas. That'll continue for a little while longer, but as we go through the overnight hours, it's just some scattered light rain. So we've really made it past the concerning part of this whole big event. Here's 11 o'clock tonight, midnight. As we go through the night into the morning, here's 4 a.m. Again, there's still going to be some waves of scattered rain coming through, at least during the morning hours tomorrow. But I do expect this rain to start wrapping up by midday and certainly by tomorrow afternoon. But even whatever we see between now and then, for the most part, will be on the light side. We, of course, still have the weekend forecast to get to. We'll get to that a little bit later on. And hint, it's looking a whole lot better than what we've had the last few days. Guys?
We'll take it. All right, thanks. We continue right now our team coverage in the Palisades burn area. Lots of mudslides. Ed Lascos has the latest. Ed?
And Christine, the rain seemingly ending here, but the cleanup just starting from this dangerous storm. I really should say destructive storm, especially when you look at that. Check it. That is Sunset PCH. Hardly recognize it now, huh? The water receding, and what is left is shimmering there under the lights. That is mud. Really a river of mud, and it's deep, waist deep, maybe 3 or 4 feet deep right through there. Cars have been getting stuck. They've been pulled out. Wait until you see what happened to an LA City Fire SUV blown right off the roadway by one of these debris flows that are widespread this late hour right through the fire zone. Watch. The atmospheric river blasting through the Palisades and through Malibu, leaving behind a river of mud, debris, and distress.
It's pretty nerve-wracking. I was worried about the rest of the hill. I didn't want the rest of the hill to come down on top of us.
But the hill did come down nearby, sending those heavy K-rails and this SUV flying off like toys. That's an LA City Fire SUV down there in the ocean, in the waves, blown right off PCH near Dukes by a powerful mudslide.
Came down, took everything off, took the car into the ocean, and then directly behind me after I turned around, there was another landslide that happened. So probably I'd say 10, 12 of us were just blocked in.
Intense rain that sends the storm's runoff racing down hillsides, carrying mud and debris, easily overwhelming storm drains. The flooding here, widespread. A muddy nightmare from one end of the fire zone to another. Las Flores Canyon here in Malibu to Sunset and PCH in the Palisades. It's not just high water out there, but thick mud and rocks. The force of the flow coming down from the highlands so strong, it slams these parked trucks right into each other. There's thick mud everywhere. Here it's a good 3 feet deep, smashed in against that metal gate. Out on PCH, it is even deeper, waist deep. You can barely walk through it. Driving through it, forget about it.
I was trying to make it run, but yeah, my car just stuck over here. So yeah, it looked like very crazy.
It's deeper than you think, huh?
It is, yeah. My half of the car was stuck inside.
Now you're looking live deeper than you think. That's why they're bringing in the heavy equipment. Now they're going to try to slowly start moving through the mud. Look at that. That's a huge payloader, obviously, and he's going to have even trouble going through there. There was a fire official in that City Fire SUV, actually, when it was blown off the roadway by that debris flow. He was able to get out when he hit the shoreline, the water line. They're checking him out at the ER right now, not seriously hurt. One other quick point, LA City Fire telling me up in the Palisades, Will Rogers, where it hits Sunset, right near Pali High, a wall of mud came down from the park there. They're saying it's about 3 or 4 feet high. They have to deal with that. And this reminds me a lot of the night of the fires. We had no idea about the widespread damage until the morning's first light, thinking it's going to be the same thing again come tomorrow morning. For now, we're live here in the Palisades. Back to the west side we go.
Glad to see the storm is past, though, for now. All right, Ed, thank you so much. Check out this, a large debris flow dumping about 8 inches of mud onto the 7100 block of Mulholland Drive in the Hollywood Hills. Los Angeles Fire Department says no one hurt. Tonight, city officials are warning people to stay away from streams and rivers.
Flooding danger closing roads near Trabuco Canyon tonight in Orange County. Fox 11's Haley Winslow is there live for us. Haley.
Yeah, it's a mess out here, you guys, and it's gotten a lot better in the last hour, but you can see why they closed this low-lying bridge on Trabuco Canyon Road. There are logs everywhere, these trees coming off of the foothills from the recent airport fire and then the 2018 Holy Fire. You can see the water and the mud really bubbling up, and it was really rushing about an hour ago. Here's what it looked like. So there's a sign at the foot of the bridge that warns of flooding during rains, and this is why. We definitely got a lot of that today. It's a mess out here, not only here in deep Orange County, but all over the region. Really treacherous driving conditions everywhere. Here's some shots we got coming from LA and from the Inland Empire of what drivers had to brave this evening. Heavy runoff clogging storm drains as well. So Orange County Public Works working with OC Fire Authority and the OC Sheriff's Department to close quite a bit of roads like this low-lying bridge on Trabuco Canyon Road. Mud and debris coming from those burn scar areas we were talking about from the airport fire and the Holy Fire in 2018, which solidified this decision to close the road. Definitely a good call.
When we had major debris flows at that point, this was Mother Nature's force moving these 8,000-pound K-rail barriers, moving them like toothpicks. So as a proactive measure, we removed those during the road to set up the road closure, get them out of the way, and if anything, there's no traffic coming through, but it will allow, if needed, if there's a blockage under the bridge, it'll allow the debris to carry up on and over the roadway.
We're kind of enjoying it. We're new back here, and we've been having a lot of adventures with the wind and the rain. Today it hasn't been too bad, so just waiting it out.
Taylor and her daughter Riley there must be a good luck charm. Looking at the bright side there, because just in the last minute it has stopped raining, so that's the good news. But we're not out of the woods yet. OC Public Works expecting a lot more debris to come off of the foothills in the next hour or so. This bridge will remain closed until at least midnight. Reporting live here in Trabuco Canyon, I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
Thank you, Haley. Check this out from a little earlier. This is our Ontario airport camera. Look at it. More than an inch of rainfall recorded there. Despite the challenging weather, operations continued as normal.
New tonight, Sky Fox over South El Monte. A rescue crew there saving a woman stuck in a tree near Whittier Narrows. Emergency teams searched the area where 3 rivers meet after the woman called for help. She told authorities she wasn't homeless. After rescuing her, deputies worked to relocate homeless people that were in nearby tents, saying the area was too dangerous to stay. Now to the Eaton Fire burn area. Fox 11's Laura Diaz live in Altadena. Laura.
Yes, people under mandatory evacuation in this area, Christine, they will not be allowed to return home until 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Right now, it is cold and it's clear. It's not raining, which is great news, finally, for these fire victims. In Altadena Thursday night, burned down homes and cars, painful reminders of January's disastrous wildfire that destroyed large sections of this community, even as residents prepared for yet another emergency. This time, the danger wasn't fire, but water.
You know, after having such a traumatic fire evacuation, we don't need another scare, you know. It's just too close. Back to back.
An atmospheric river bore down on the burn scar area. a jaw-dropping 2.5 inches of rain in the last 12 hours, triggering fear of deadly mud and debris flow. This dramatic video shows the force of the storm as rain pelted down, creating a river of mud, rock, and sometimes toxic debris. Police went door to door in the burn scar area, in some instances ordering people to evacuate for their own safety. 17 miles away in Azusa, more destruction. This is the Smart and Final supermarket where the deluge of rain caused the roof to collapse. Check out the gaping hole from the air. The store was behind yellow tape. A quick look inside revealed produce scattered and water on the store floor. We were told no one was injured.
It's not safe. I need you to leave.
Well, the break in the weather is greatly appreciated. We all know, of course, that mud flow can flow even on a sunny day simply because the hillsides are so very saturated and they've been denuded by the fire. I'm Laura Diaz reporting live from Altadena, sending it back to the studio. Alex and Christine.
Yeah, that could happen tomorrow. Laura, good advice there. For updates on this storm, you can download the Fox Weather app from your app store for free. Our top story continues to be this powerful storm which slams Southern California, bringing heavy rain, strong winds, and plenty of mud.
Our live team coverage continues with meteorologist Adam Kruger at Lascos in the Palisades. First, we go to Haley Winslow in Orange County. Haley.
Yeah, we're in Trabuco Canyon, South Orange County, right by Rancho Santa Margarita, and this is why this low-lying bridge is closed. It's actually really picked up just in the last 30 minutes, and this is going to continue to be the case for at least the next hour and a half. So all of this debris is coming up from the foothills from the airport fire that we had recently and the 2018 Holy Fire. So all of these logs, all these trees come down, and this is the reason why they don't have K-rails across the bridge, because in the past, after the 2018 fire, those K-rails, which weigh like 8,000 pounds, served as toothpicks, and they made things pretty much more treacherous for people. So they figured this is going to be impassable regardless. Let's take away the K-rails, close the road, and basically wait it out, and that's what they're doing. So we have been driving all over Inland Empire, Orange County, Los Angeles, and if you've been out there too, you've seen what a mess it is and why they have so many roads closed. So I know a lot of people looking forward to this being over, but definitely if you are in Orange County, Trabuco Canyon Road here by the bridge, right by Arroyo Trabuco is the body of water that runs underneath this bridge. Definitely stay away from this area until at least midnight tonight. Reporting live, I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
Probably going to impact your morning commute in that area too. Haley, thank you. Back now to the Pacific Palisades, where there's a whole lot of mud to clean up tonight. Ed Lascos is there. Ed.
Yeah, a whole lot of a mess here, big time, a muddy mess. Let's get right to it. Al will give you a look, bringing in the heavy equipment. That payloader's been working to try to unclog the storm drain right at the intersection here of Sunset and PCH. They're going to want that water to drain off. But the big problem, you can see it shimmering there under the lights, mud, thick, gooey mud. It is deep, maybe about 3 to 4 feet deep, waist deep. That's the big problem right through this intersection, right through the fire zone here. Better look to the video we go. This from about an hour ago as a torrent of water, the debris flow from the highlands right down Sunset, right into this intersection. They shut it down very quickly, and it's only been emergency vehicles going through. And if you think this is bad, wait until you see what happened further west on PCH, Las Flores Canyon, Malibu. There's a LA City Fire SUV, and it is down off PCH, down into the beach, onto the water. Unbelievable. It was blown off PCH, we're told, by a mudslide that came through, a debris flow. That's how powerful these things are. That debris flow also said to have actually picked up those very heavy K-rails, tossed them around like toys. Luckily, the driver inside that SUV not hurt. They're checking him out at a local ER as we speak at this point. But again, you have damage like this all over the place as that intense rain turned the storm's runoff down the hillsides, carrying the mud, carrying the debris. The cleanup going on now. Incredibly, nobody hurt here, but as the fire officials have been telling us, not only here along PCH, Sunset, up into the village of Palisades, they continue to have problems with mud. We're told in some areas maybe 3 or 4 feet deep, especially up by Will Rogers and Temescal Canyon. Alrighty, there's a look there as that payloader is taking some. He was even, believe it or not, as big as that machine is, he was even having trouble navigating through all that mud. That's how thick it is here in the Palisades. Big point, though, is about the rain that stopped here maybe about an hour, hour and a half ago. Meteorologist Adam Kruger with more on that. Adam, maybe out of the woods here, huh?
Fox 11 weather is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino.
Hey, Ed, yeah, that's right. Just a little light rain still to go tonight, tomorrow morning, but that should be it, and then we can get to cleaning up this mess that we saw behind you there. That's a live view in Long Beach right now. A little bit of light rain perhaps there as well, but that's going to be the story now going forward. All the heavy stuff has shifted well off to the east and southeast. Before we even get to that, though, and I showed you this earlier, but just to kind of highlight again where we saw the heaviest rain totals, and you might remember coming into this event, we were talking about widespread 1 to 3 with some 3 to 5 or even 6-inch totals in the mountains, and that's pretty much exactly what played out. So here's LA. Here we go into the valley. You see the 1 to 2, but some spots more than 2 inches, 3, 4, 5 across parts of the mountains. As we pan it a little bit off towards the east and southeast into Orange County, you can see those numbers around 1 to 2 or so. Some spots a little more than 2 inches. Just a healthy soaking, but a lot of what you see here actually fell within just a couple of hours. And I was looking at some of the rain gauges, and some picked up about a ½ an inch in 20 minutes, which that equates to a rate of 1.5 inches of rain per hour. And so that's going to cause the problems that we saw out there today. Now, we've got the atmospheric river shifting south, now closer to San Diego and east of Palm Springs. So that's what came through here earlier, still back behind what we had come through. All this light rain has to drift through tonight and into tomorrow morning because we still have the low, which you can see nicely on water vapor. See this kind of swirl right here? That's the area of low pressure that's still generating some rain. But out ahead of that is where we had the atmospheric river, that surge of moisture off the ocean. That is what has now passed by our area. But as we come in a little closer on radar, again, we're still tracking rain. We're still tracking some snow, some heavy wet snow, though, up around Big Bear. So here's where there's some more persistent rain. It's light to moderate, nothing too heavy out there right now. Rancho Santa Margarita is where Haley was reporting from, or kind of in that general area. There's still a flash flood warning in effect for that particular spot right there, but the other warning we had earlier has expired out towards the desert. So we're seeing the alerts basically come to an end as we go through the night. I'll walk you through this here. Again, just passing light showers. We should be able to handle what we see. There's 4 o'clock in the morning. There's 7 o'clock in the morning. So there's still going to be a little bit of rain out there early tomorrow, which may impact the commute. I don't think it's going to be anything real heavy at all, but just sometimes a little bit of rain can slow things down on the roads. As we go a little bit later into the morning and into noon tomorrow, a lot of the rain kind of wrapping up. Here we go into late day Friday. And again, I think for the most part, we'll be done with it, with the exception of maybe the mountains seeing a little bit late in the day. So our forecast now over the next several days, we've got this rain chance mainly just confined to the morning. And whatever we see is going to be light and still kind of cool temperatures, highs near 60. Look what happens this weekend, though. Temperatures come up, rain chances are gone. We get a little more sunshine, maybe some fog during the nights and mornings in some spots. President's Day, kids off school for the most part. Looks like nice weather there and pretty nice weather all the way at least into Thursday of next week. On to the 7-day for the mountains and deserts. Well, the snow level, which was up around 8,000 feet or so today, will drop a little bit more tonight and into tomorrow to around 6,500 feet. But at the same time, as we've seen, the precip rate has really drastically dropped off. So maybe an inch or two coming down still for snow in some of the high peaks there, but that's about it. A little breezy for the high desert tomorrow. Low desert still watching for some rain during the morning hours. But again, heading to our weekend through next week, we move into a drier pattern and a warmer pattern. Look at the low desert areas, maybe getting some upper 70s towards the end of the 7-day. Guys, over to you.
All right. Thanks much.